Next level.
Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, I am taking center stage on the Own It magazine and publishing platform with a few of our amazing contributing writers. We are going to be talking about how to find that work-life balance. There are too many people out there working themselves to the bone, getting sick because they are just not finding balance. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these ladies on in the house. Hey, what's going on, Coach Christiana? Hello, Coach AB. And we have Sabine as well. Hello, ladies. I'm so excited to have you in the house so we can talk a little bit about just this work-life balance thing. So let me go ahead and just go around the room. I'd love for you all to just introduce yourself real quick to the audience. Let them know who you are and a little bit about what you do. So we're going to go ahead and start with you, Coach Christiana.
Hi, good day. Christiana Chanel with Christiana Chanel Coaching. I am a full service transformational life coach. I have combined my love for psychology and healing with fashion design. So once we heal the inside, we then bring that aligned presentation to the outside so that you can walk authentically through this world and magnetize people to you. For if you're an entrepreneur, if you just want to feel the juiciness of life, I can help you with that.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I just love your energy. Let me just say that much. So thank you so much. All right, Coach AB, please introduce yourself. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
No worries.
Hello. My name's AB is Spiv. I'm a self-love and transition coach. So I help people on the mindset change, looking at self-love, being your authentic self. Because I believe that if you have self-love, anything's possible. And you gain confidence and feel empowered to move forward to reach your goals, whatever goal is, to live a fulfilled life. And that's it.
Love it. Thank you so much, Coach AB. Love your energy too. I mean, today, look, we got great energy in the family period, but today we got some very powerful energy in the house. So, all right, Sabine, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sabine Vicioso. I am a German living in the Dominican Republic, and I am the CEO of my real estate company, Lunovi, and also of Ideation Group Developments and Construction. So what I do, I help people to live their dream, investing, or even living here full time. So wherever you have you need input on these things, just contact me anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sabine. And Sabine is helping me with a relocation. I just got to throw that out there. So anybody that's looking, she has made it so easy and it has just been amazing. So thank you, ladies, so much. So, all right, let's talk about this work-life balance or the lack of work-life balance in our society today. And let's just give some tips on just how to get some people to the other side. Okay, so what does that ideal work-life balance look like to you? So we're going to start with you, Coach Christian.
The ideal work-life balance looks like putting like concentrated effort into my business during the day and spending time with my family. My daughters love to cook. I love to cook. Being able to come home and have that fellowship with them, where we're cooking together and we're putting together a meal and we sit down and we discuss our day and we just have that come together, as a family. So, particularly in the coaching business, it's not like you work a typical 9 to 5, but that doesn't mean that even though you work a few hours, maybe 4 to 5 hours a day, those 4 to 5 hours can be extremely impactful, being with your clients and working on, whatever workshops you're presenting, the kind of education you want to get out there for your followers and your supporters. But also at the end of the day, taking that cap off and just enjoying the things that make you happy. And my children make me very happy. So I love spending that time with them, and also weekends. I don't want to work on the weekends. Saturday and Sunday are rejuvenation days. So that's
Yeah.
my ideal work-life balance.
Oh man, that's great balance right there. Oh, I love that. AB, how do you find
Ah,
that? I
work-life balance. I would say um, ideal work-life balance would be being able to do things at the right time. So work when it's your work hours, and leave your work at home or at work, wherever you work, and be able to spend time with doing the things that you want to do. So it could be with your family. If you don't have a family, doing the things you want to do, to rest, to read, to deal with your hobbies. So I would say that would be a work-life balance. So you're not thinking about work too, because your mind also is switched off. So if your mind is still switched on and you're at home with your family, um, there's something quite not right. So being able to switch off is a good thing. I know it's not always easy, especially when you're pressing deadlines, but on the whole, majority of the time, some 80/20 is that what they say? So 80% of the time, at least you're completely switched off, and 20% of the time, maybe you might be in between. But yeah, having that peace and having that calm, being able to do things you want to do.
I love that. I think just put it on the schedule too, right? If you have a good schedule, put together, I think that's ideal. And I think a lot of us tend to lack that scheduling, right? Saying, okay, we're going to schedule work here, and then we're going to schedule play. We're going to schedule rest. I know it sounds kind of funny to have to schedule rest, but I mean, especially when you're an entrepreneur, and like you guys said, you're on all the time. Those are the individuals that, even though yes, people in corporations and people, I mean, we'll get into talking about them too, but these people in particular are always on. So being able to just have that schedule and be impeccable with your schedule, with your word to yourself, right? That I'm going to do this, and hold those, hold yourself accountable for keeping that. I think that is so important here, with getting us into that balance. So Sabine, what does the ideal work-life balance look like for you?
For me, it also looks like working hard when I need to work hard, but having time for my family and for myself. Because family, you try to make time for family, but for yourself, normally you don't. You forget about yourself, but you also need your own attention. Like, let it be sports or hobbies or resting or whatever. And let me tell you, when you have kids, they grow up so fast and you don't even notice. So I have 3 adult kids and 8-year-old twins. So, I need to have the time and see my kids grow up. I'm not going to do the same mistake as I did before.
Yeah, well, taking that time, and again, just and I think when you have boundaries as well, when you are working, being able to say, hey, look, this is my time, right? That's very important. So let's talk about how does someone when how does someone know, or not, like how does someone like how do they know when they don't have balance? I mean, I know for myself, I'm going to go into some of the health stuff real quick. I know that I've worked with some individuals that when they have not had that balance, we know it because of the fact that they're sick. They're always, calling out. They are upset that, they have fatigue all the time, things like that. And sometimes people just equate that to, oh, you know what? I'm just tired. A lot of people use all these germs. Okay. All these different things that are out there. A lot of times it's because you're stressed out because you have been spread too thin. So that's something that you really got to look at, when you're getting sick a lot, when you're arguing a lot more, you're agitated. I know for myself personally, when I got into that more work than life balance, it was me fighting with my family. It was, me feeling just anxious all the time. So I know from a health perspective, that's a lot of the things that, you can look for. But Coach Christian, how does someone know in your perspective, how does someone know when they just don't have balance?
Well, I'm going to introduce a concept. It's called human design. I'm not sure if a lot of people have heard about it, but the key thing with human design is it teaches you your strategy. There's so much more that is much more, not much more fascinating, but it's extremely fascinating. But the part that I want to hone in on is your strategy, because if you are, for example, I'm considered a sacral generator, which means that when I make decisions, I have to make decisions based on my gut, right? Like I get a good or it's a mm-mm. And if I don't hear that, then if I don't hear a like a powerful yes in my gut, I don't take it on. I believe that human design allows people to understand how they make decisions so that they can say no when they need to and they can honor their energy, or they can say yes when their energy allows them. Like not everybody runs on the same kind of energy. So you have to understand what your energy source is and how you make decisions. So I would encourage, if anybody's interested, looking up human design, finding out, all at least your strategy. And for me, because my strategy is to have that if I try to force things, then I get frustrated, because that's not how I'm supposed to move in life. I'm supposed to wait for things to come to me, listen to my gut, and then decide. If I try to force things to happen, I get extremely frustrated, and that's how I know I don't have a work-life balance. I don't have a good balance for me to maintain and sustain my energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. I just recently heard about the human design as well. So I know there's a lot of tests out there. I think, I recently took a test. It was what, manifestor generator.
Yes. So really quick, manifesting generator, I feel for you guys, because the manifester part of you wants to initiate. They want to go out and do, but the generator part in you has to wait to respond. So you have to wait for things to come into your aura and
Mhm.
respond and stuff. So I appreciate you guys, because you put a lot out there. You're innovators. You got, you're the ones that come up with the idea. Generators are the ones that give the energy to it. But yeah, it's really fascinating. And even if it's just for like a little giggle or something, because it's interesting, go check it out. You might find something that is interesting and will help you connect some things for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. I loved it. I mean, just kind of learning a little bit more, and I'm gonna dig into it a little bit deeper as well because I just want to learn about it. So it's always about that. All right, Coach AB.
Yeah, so how do I know when work-life balance is out of sync?
Yeah.
I think stress is a big indicator. So you feel a lot of anxiety. And that can also show up in physical symptoms like stomach aches,
Mhm.
backaches, knee aches, depending on where you park your pain or you park your emotions. So it can show up there. and you think, why am I having this? And in long term, you could develop things like IBS or some other physical symptoms. So work-life balance can result in a lot of stress. So again, it's very important to be able to read your body and be able to understand that, okay, maybe I've gone overboard now. Now I need to take a break. And like you said at the beginning, Tiffany, is having the shared schedule is so important, because if you learn how to stick to it. I know for me, I find it difficult sticking to it, but I'm trying now to stick to it, because then you go overboard and you're doing too many hours.
Yeah.
And again, I've realized that it's a form of self-harm. That people cut themselves, but sometimes we self-harm emotionally. So when you're
Mhm.
working too hard, why are you working that hard? It's not probably not going to make much of a difference, because you're too tired, so you're not very efficient anyway. And so you do need to take a break. You do need to relax. Also, the lack of clarity and lack of focus, because you're tired, you're fatigued. So yeah, and you're out of balance when you're getting headaches. So physical symptoms. When emotionally you can't stay focused, you're not sitting down. You always want to jump from one thing to the other. You know,
Yeah.
you're out of balance somewhere. Maybe too much play, or maybe too much work, or too much of something.
Thank you so much, Coach JB. Sabine, how does someone know? How do you know when you're out of balance? How do you know when you're not getting that work-life balance?
Well, talking about myself, I when I was working and living in Germany, I was like in a hamster wheel, the being an employee 9 to 5, working in a bank, having my twins, which they were small, and the adult kids were not that adult yet. And it was always like struggle, running. And I suffer from autoimmune diseases. I have arthritis and I have so many things. And that also led to constant pain, joint pain, yeah, fatigue, and so many things. And being depressed, being a nasty person, because you get aggressive, you get just miserable. So,
Yeah.
and having the comparison, living in the DR and having my work life balance and control, I don't have those flare ups anymore. I don't have joint pain anymore. I'll just a little bit sometimes here and there when I overdid it, because I'm a high performer and I have to always claw myself back. But I'm a completely different person here, having my work life balance. I'm chilled, and I feel good, I feel healthy, and it's totally different to the person that I was when I was on, not balanced.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Sabine. So what are some ways that people can create that work-life balance? We talked about the schedule. What are some ways that they can maybe, while they're in this work, right? When you're so caught up, what are some things that maybe they can do to just kind of find calm, find peace, right? And to be able to get a little more clarity on being more aware of this work-life balance. So, what are some of those ways? I know we've got, breathing techniques, things like that. So let's tap into some of those different ways that people can create that work-life balance.
Um, for me, I know meditation is extremely,
Yeah.
extremely important. Dealing with your inner self, getting to know yourself a lot better. No is a complete sentence.
Mhm.
It's okay to say no, because um, if you are burnt out and you don't have the energy, you're doing yourself and everybody who would benefit from the gift that you are a
Mhm.
disservice, because you're stretching yourself too thin. You're trying to please everybody else but yourself. There's nothing wrong with it, taking care of yourself, being a teeny bit selfish. Being selfish allows you to be selfless, right?
Right.
Because
Mhm.
you're pouring into your own cup. My new motto for I believe I started it at the beginning of 2024 is, I will give out of my abundance. I'm not going to, if my cup is just filled, that I don't have
Mhm.
anything for you. I'm sorry. Because if I'm not filled, I can't give you anything, really.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
giving to myself allows me to have abundance of energy, abundance of availability, so
Mhm.
that I can give to you out of that, and I'm not taking away from what makes me whole. So I would say, just like I said, meditation, breath work is important, visualization, and listening to your body,
Yeah.
making sure that I believe in somatics. I think it's super, super important knowing where that energy gets stagnant in your body so that
Mhm.
you can start to work it out and refresh and take care of yourself. So that would be definitely my suggestions.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Christian. And another thing that just came to mind too is, getting out, getting outside, more. I mean, if you're in an office, take time to just walk outside. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you just start doing that every single day, you will notice such a big difference, because even that 5, 10 minutes, that's you being, a little selfish with your time, taking a little bit of time. And like you said, Coach Christian, you hit the nail right on the head, that yes, when you are a little selfish, it is helping you to be selfless. It really is. So thank you. Coach AB, what are some more ways?
Yes, for me, um, starting off your day, because I think sometimes we just jump up and we just go into the shower, get ready for work, and we start working. But taking at least an hour, you can do two, even better. I got this recently, Miracle Morning, and he talks about, and I think we all do that anyway, but just remembering to take some time out for your personal development. So maybe 20, half an hour reading, some exercise, which is very important, maybe walking, just taking meditation, going outside. Meditation, especially in the summer when it's not so cold, going outside and doing your meditation in nature is really great. So whatever works for you, find that thing to do maybe an hour before you really start your day. So for sure, no social media an hour before bed and an hour after waking up. Um, so that's really good. And also something else I found out is your circadian rhythm, to help you balance for the day. If you hit the
Mhm.
snooze alarm and you fall asleep, you've set yourself back 4 hours, which in turn could affect if you've got weight issues and stuff that doesn't help your metabolism, and then you put on weight, and even though you're on a diet, and you're kind of thinking, why is that happening? But your rhythm is probably out of place. So those things are very important. Getting enough sleep, going to bed on time, not scrolling through before you
Mhm.
go to sleep, because when you fall asleep, especially with any the news on, guess what happens? Your subconscious does never sleeps.
Mhm.
So for 8 hours you're sleeping, it's mulling all those things you heard on the news. So you get up the next day, you're stressed out because you've not had enough rest. So that's very important. Again, when you eat, like your last meal, so important for your sleep and not being stressed. Because if you're eating too late, your body's busy doing so much work like a machine in the night, and you wake up thinking, I've had enough sleep, but no, your body really hasn't had enough sleep.
Right.
So that's so important. Setting boundaries too. If you're in the workplace, it might be a toxic relationship in the workplace, or it might be you're being asked to do so much things. So being able to, like Coach Christian said, no is a sentence. So maybe put it in a nice way, maybe not just say no, but in a nice way. I'm doing A, B, C, and D. Your boss will understand. Maybe I need longer time to get this project done, or maybe I've got too many projects. Because sometimes when you're good at what you do, everything seems to be laid on you. So being
Right.
aware of what you can do and what you can achieve and setting those boundaries, so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that no is a complete lit sentence, because people get so scared about saying no. They feel that if they say no to a superior, that it's going to hurt them, right? They're going to get in trouble because they said no. But if you're only one person, you can only do so much work. So I mean, if they have you doing the work for 3, 4 people because they're out of the office, hey, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I'm only one person. I cannot do the work for 4. So, I mean, just you have to open your mouth sometimes too. I mean, and I think again, people are just scared. So, Sabine,
And this is the thing. I mean, it really needs a lot of discipline and boundaries to create that space for yourself, because especially when you are like a new entrepreneur, I mean, getting your business to go, you are like 24 hours of a day you are available, and you cannot be available 24 hours. So it starts with little things like setting up an automated message that you are calling me out of my office hours, even though you think you have to answer and you have to do that. And I did that. I worked until 12 at night because of time deficits stuff. So I was always available, but it doesn't do you well. And that's the thing. If you cannot shut your head off or not feel bad for not answering now, it has time till tomorrow. And if the point comes where you cannot do more yourself, then you need to either say no, or you need to find someone where you can delegate that work down. Because if you keep abusing your strength and not finding your balance, it's I mean I always say stress is deadly, and that's what we don't want. And so you need to create that time for yourself to run, go to the gym, meditate, or go to the beach, or whatever it is for you that you need. And also a good night's sleep, yes, it is super important. And it's hard to get a good night's sleep if you can't stop what you're doing at some point. So you need to set these boundaries and really be consistent with that.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sabine. Man, this is good stuff. Really good stuff on just finding that work-life balance. And you want to find that work-life balance before your body shuts down, before you start having panic attacks and worse, right? You have right now, we're in a society right now that heart disease, you've got heart attacks, strokes, I mean, are rampant, and these are happening at a crazy rate to younger people. You see people in their 20s and even younger sometimes that are having issues, and that's because even the younger ones are being pushed because they have to have a job, they're going to school, they're doing all these things, and they're not able to find that balance either because of that, you know just that stress. So it is very, very, very vital to just set some time. And I know a lot of times the biggest excuse for people is I don't have the time. But Avi, you hit on it with the turning off the electronics. I bet that anyone listening to this will say that they are on their phones or some type of electronic, just surfing Facebook, getting caught up in the TikTok wave. I myself, I've done it before too. All of a sudden you're scrolling through, and all of a sudden 4 hours, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been sitting here, and now you've got all this stuff piled up and things like that. Take that time. Do not use time as an excuse. Delegate the time for yourself because you are important. As Coach Christian said, you have to have that full cup in order to be able to work and perform the way that you really need to be able to perform. But you got to look at you first. So, ladies, just some words of wisdom, words of encouragement for anyone that is just trying to create that work-life balance. So, Coach Christiana.
So just words of encouragement, particularly to the women that would be listening in, is that our daily life is structured based off of a man's cycle, right? His energy cycle. I would challenge you to get a little bit of get more information on what's called an infradian cycle, because that follows our natural rhythm. Like, we have 4 phases throughout our cycle, and they also dictate our energy in those times. Like, I think right after our menstrual cycle, we have a lot of energy. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's the time when we need to plan and create and develop. And then the cycle after that is when you do implementation. And then the cycle after that, you have Oh gosh, now I'm forgetting it. I apologize, but and then the fourth cycle, when you're in that flow, you rest, and then you start. So we're more on a moon or a 30-day cycle versus an everyday 9 to 5 cycle that the man would have, right? So that's what I would encourage, because I've been following that, and it has been a tremendous preservation of my energy, and it has been really impactful in how I approach things and getting things done. So just, take a look at it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but just find out if that's best how your energy works.
Love it. Great tip. Thank you, Coach Christina. Coach AB.
I don't think I really have much to add on to that. So I would just advise, just stay present. It's very important, I think, to stay present. I think a lot of times we are looking at the rearview mirror or looking at the future, and that just causes imbalance in ourselves. So just learn to stay present, which is not easy because we're used to and we've been grown to believe that you always have to plan for the future. And yeah, you do have to set goals. That's very important, but just let things flow and try and stay present and be kind of relaxed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach AB. Sabine.
Yeah, I would say just love yourself and allow yourself to be selfish, because you need to listen to your body, and just, if when you listen to it, when you overdid it, and just be, constant, and be easy on you. I mean, you cannot save the world, but you are doing your best anyways, but you deserve to have your time outs and to enjoy life apart from working all the time.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sabine. So, how can if anyone wants to reach out, they want to learn more, they want to work with you, how can they reach out to you, Coach Christian?
Yes, they can reach out to me on Instagram at Transform with Christiana Chanel, or they can find me on Facebook at Christiana Chanel Coaching, or they can book a strategy session with me on ChristianaChanelCoaching.me, and be able to find out what will work for them. Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Coach AB.
Yes, so you can find me on LinkedIn, Coach AB, so linkedin.com in Coach AB, and on Facebook as AB Sheila Dieterspieth, just my name, okay, there's Sheila there, but yeah, so AB Sheila Dieterspieth, you'll find me there. And if they want to book a strategy session with me, I've got a website, which is www.absheila.com. I've got 3 programs that I can help with, and I've also got an ebook coming out in September, plus this book that we're writing now at the end of the year. So yeah, that's it. They want to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Amy. All right, Sabine.
Well, you can find me on my webpage, lunovirealestate.com. I'm also present on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Lunovi Real Estate Punta Cana. And if you need some input on how to live your dream on the island, just contact me anytime.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Sabine. Awesome. Well, y'all, this has been an amazing segment here on finding that work-life balance. We here at Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, we have so many resources for you, to be able to find that balance in your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, as well as financially. So definitely tap into the network. Subscribe at Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Mag 2021.com. And if you would like to be featured in or on the magazine, or if you would like to join the team of contributing writers and content providers, definitely reach out to me. I would love to chat with you and see where we can make some magic together. So you can reach me at Phoenix Fanatics Magazine, Phoenix Fitness Fanatics, excuse me, Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine at gmail.com. Ladies, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for being a part of the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family and all the work that you do. You are all just so amazing. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Devil, devil, devil.